Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with To Be Hero X episode number 15 reaction. Alright, the previous episode was the end, I think, of Lolly's story. And it was not really that big. Like it was like 2 episodes, right? And nothing much really happened. However, a big thing got revealed. Lolly's power is actually not based on trust. It is because of the suit that she wears, and that suit has been made by an alien material which is able to repel fear and trust. So even if she has trust value, if she's in the suit, she won't be able to utilize it. So that is very interesting because up until now we've been seeing heroes being dependent on trust value. She's actually not. She's dependent on her suit, and the fact that it also repels fear is very interesting because it will be able to help in the future in certain situations regarding like fear. Anyways, so that's what happened. We got to see another thing in the previous episode, that is apparently Ghostblade is supposed to be the stalker or something like that. What was her name? Wang, right? That girl, her stalker. And we also fought DJ Shindig or something like that. That was his name, I think. And in the end, there was this one dude who seemed like the mastermind behind everything. His voice was very familiar. I think his voice is exactly the same as Queen's father's voice. Now, I'm not sure if that guy is that guy, but it wouldn't surprise me at the least if at the end they reveal the mastermind being Queen's father. Queen's dad, that reporter guy who left his job, that guy who saved Lucky Xian, that guy. So again, it's just speculation. I felt like their voices are extremely similar. I might be completely wrong, but that's just something I'll keep in mind. Anyways, let's see what we get today. Ghostblade story, I think. So yeah, let's begin. Episode 15. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Sheng, okay. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, uh, hmm. Let him go. You're right. 175th? Crazy. Luxury. Damn. Wow. Oh my god. This is. More people will know. Right. Oh, that's why he was touching the guy in the head. And that's when he takes the life. Okay. Right. Silent but deadly. Damn, they just took his pictures and made him famous, and I'm guessing that gave him the trust value. Yeah, the trust. Hmm. Affective disorder. Right. So yeah, he's the one who. So he went along with Rock then later on because he's now in Ghostblade. I never saw information. Damn, this guy is a bit of a psychopath. Not me who wants him. Hmm. Oh wait, this is that part where Queen, right? Or wait, I don't know. Maybe it's something else. You know, Queen and Lucky Chan was going, and then like, hmm. Wow, this is interesting. So he was just a butcher, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just doing my job," and then other people made him famous, and he got this opportunity. And yeah, also that guy, Treeman Group's leader, Shan, right? He's the one when he was part of Mighty Glory who recruited him. And I guess when Rock went on his own way, Rock took him with him, I think, because currently he's still part of Mighty Glory, and currently Mighty Glory is under Rock, and we have Ghostblade and Isol under Rock, right? So I think something like that happened because Mighty Glory broke up. Like we have the Treeman Group, Mighty Glory. Yeah. So right. Genre 23. Hostels. What? Oh, so he took her as a hostage. She's not even bothered. What's going on? I was gonna say. Yeah! And she just continues walking. Hmm. What's happening? Yeah. Yeah, you're fiddling with the phone. What's in that phone? Oh, they communicate using. Oh my god. Yeah. Huh. Right, I was thinking. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna change her child. Obviously, like she's a mother now. There you go. But does he want to? That's the question. Ooh. Oh my god, he's just. He has never lived a life like this before. Damn. Wait, he cannot. What? Okay, that's new. I didn't realize that. Hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, leave him. Okay, I was thinking if that's the case, but I was like, so she remarried, I'm assuming. Um, like father, Wang's mother got remarried, I'm assuming. Oh, you idiot. Right. Now, obviously, um, yeah, Lolly comes in. Yeah, she's talking about you. Yeah, because trust value doesn't work on. I guess it makes sense now. Because the suit is made of an alien material. Oh no, wait, I was mixing it up. Wait a minute, I just realized. Sorry, Lolly's father is. Okay, I'm so sorry. I confused myself. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, because we don't know who Wang's father was. I was mixing her up with Lolly. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. I confused myself. Yeah. Hmm. Right. And it makes sense. That's why he was calling and he couldn't say anything. He was like hyperventilating. Oh my god. Right. And yeah, and this is where he calls her and then he couldn't say anything. Right. Yeah. Weird clothes. Bad influence. Okay, yeah, this is the Wait, wasn't she the one who invited Lolly? Yeah. But- yeah. Bruh. Yeah, he calls her after that. And they were in the place where the DJ comes in. Yeah, okay, here we go. And that's why Ghostblade was not picking the call up because he was. Yeah, alright. Yeah, and he's not picking up. He's like, yeah, what? He doesn't even talk. Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, isn't this the same place? Yeah, there he is. Hmm. Right, so okay. Oh, this was the mission that Queen and Xian was going on, right? I think. Hmm. He didn't like it. He was like, I was gonna say it and you interrupted me. Right? I think it's something like that. Okay. Well, everything is connecting. Hmm. Okay. And there you go. That was episode number 15 of To Be Hero X. Now, first and foremost, this episode kind of connects a lot of the dots, a lot of the connections it connects, and we understand a lot of the things that we never really did up until now. Or, it was just shown, and now we have a proper explanation to it. So, first and foremost, Ghostblade is Wang Nono's father. Now, there's a section where I kind of mixed stuff up. I was like, wait a minute, wasn't her mother married? But I was mixing her up with Lolly. And I was mixing her. I was like, well, yeah, where didn't we see his father, her father? She was like the guy, the scientist guy, Luo. And I was like, so her mother got remarried or something? But then I remembered midway. I was like, oh no, wait a minute. What am I saying? That is Lolly's father. That is Lolly's family. That is not like Wang Nono's family. Like she said that she doesn't have a father. In the interview, if you remember. So I was like, okay, I mixed the whole information up, and I confused my own self for a moment. But anyways, yeah. So basically, he is her father, and he's keeping an eye on her. And the reason why he's acting in this way, which felt very weird when we were looking at everything from Lolly's point of view, the reason why he's acting like this is because of a few reasons. Number one, obviously, he's very, you could say, he doesn't know how to express himself. He doesn't understand, or like he had a family up until now, but that family, he barely interacted with anyone. Like, it was just like constant noise in his ears, and he was very, like he never talked to them. And also, he cannot talk. I think he has like some kind of a problem, right, where he cannot talk. So that is why, because of all of that reason, it seemed like he was acting weird, which he is. But obviously, he's not acting weird because he's a weirdo. He's acting weird because that's just how he knows how to express his thoughts. The fact that he was like calling her, and he was like not able to say anything, it's not because he was being a weirdo. It was because he cannot talk, he cannot speak. He was trying to speak, but all that you can hear was like grunts. Like, he was trying to say something, but he couldn't. Right. And yeah, and there you go. That is the truth behind the whole situation. Now, okay. Now, his whole story is very interesting because, like, as we get to know, he says how he was someone who was born in a big family, but all his family members were just loud. They were like a family of butchers, and they just constantly talked with each other. Just, like, it was crazy. Now, like I said, I don't know. I feel like there was some kind of a, maybe some kind of a problem. He had some kind of a disorder. That is why he cannot speak, maybe, and maybe that's why, like, all the constant noise and him without able to express himself or say something, maybe that made him like, I don't know, like, it made him like this, like very socially awkward, couldn't really, like, you could see, like, when as soon as his wife was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna have a child, so I will change myself. Why don't you leave the hero business and, you know be more, um like come to this side. And as soon as she said that, immediately he envisioned the future where, just like his family, and she also said stuff about her parents moving in. So as soon as that happened, he immediately envisioned a future where it would be him, his family, her family, her, the daughter. And he kind of equated that with his previous experiences with his own family, where, like, it was just constant noise. and he started hyperventilating. He didn't know how to act about that, that, and he started panicking. So yeah, and that is what broke the whole marriage. You could see where his wife was like, "Okay, it's fine. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry to have pushed you this far, but then, like, we'll have to break up because I want to focus on my daughter." And yeah, and that's what happened. And it's not that he didn't want to, it's not that he didn't want to like accept her daughter. It's just that he was not accustomed to situation like that, so he started panicking. So it's just a very weird type of a situation where later on he realized that, oh, like, I like I want to keep contact with them. And like, he wasn't even at fault, because like I said, it was just he just couldn't, he's not like really used to it, and he has his own troubles, his own problems that he still hasn't fixed. So those problems started like surfacing, and you couldn't blame his wife as well, because his wife did the best what she could do for her daughter. She knew that someone had to step up, someone have to uh, you know be able to handle the whole situation. And if he's not able to do it, then I will have to do it myself. And that's why she was like, okay, I'll do it myself, and decided to take care of her daughter on her own. So that kind of thing. Now later on, you can see he's trying his best to try to understand his daughter, but in a weird way. You could see he's just keeping an eye on them from a distance. Right. And trying to understand his daughter in that manner. But obviously, it just makes it seem weird, because people are looking at him. Even his daughter has realized that someone's following me, and even his daughter is being weirded out. So, it's just a yeah, it's a weird type of situation. Anyways, let's see where this goes, because as you can see, now we are like in the present. Like, literally, we are going to continue from the section where we left off in Lolly's arc. Like, the DJ Shindig, or whatever the hell his name was, he comes in, makes a whole ruckus. Ghostblade comes in, takes care of the situation, and then Professor Lewis like, oh, we were able to find this alien material which was brought in from which we got from this alien spaceship thing. This repels both trust and fear, so we need to go and like get the source of it, get to the remains of the alien ship, and maybe we can get some more from there and do some more research on it. And that's what they're doing, and that is where we left off in Lolly's arc, literally the previous episode. So now we are caught up to that, and now we're going to continue from there. Now here's another thing. I that scene where Queen and Lucky Chan were going on a vacation, didn't they say something regarding that, oh yeah, this is a vacation, but at the same time this is also like some kind of a job that they have, right? They said something like that, right? And then that big fox thing comes out. I'm thinking if that's going to get connected here, you know hmm let's wait and see. Because things are getting connected. You can see, like, like everyone like started from a different place, and they're just kind of converging now. You can see little by little all the heroes. Right, so yeah, let's just wait and see how this goes. For now, we can guarantee and say at least Lolly's uh, path and Ghostblade's path are interconnected, because Lolly's friend is Ghostblade's daughter. So whatever happens from here onwards, Lolly's path will get interconnected with Ghostblade. Just like how we have Queen, Lucky Xian, and Johnny, Little Johnny, right? Yeah. Queen, Lucky Xian, and Little Johnny, just like how these three parts are interconnected because they are part of the same group, and like, yeah, and Lolly and not Lolly, sorry, Queen and Lucky Shan are good friends. Because of that, these two are interconnected, and I guess Isol is still kind of there. Like Rock is like, Rock is the mastermind behind Isol, the new Isol. And we have Nice. Obviously, his name is not Nice anymore. I think, as far as I can remember, people called him the Commoner, right? His new hero name, something like that. So he's also like a separate kind of like, we'll probably get to his story, like he will somehow interconnect with this story as well in the future. For now, these two are still kind of separate. We have Big Johnny, Lucky Shan, and Queen all together. We have Lolly and Ghost Place paths interconnecting because of um, Lolly being friends with 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 his daughter. So yeah, okay. So yeah, everything makes sense here in today's episode. Um, Now, a few things to talk about in today's episode. First and foremost, you can see how he says that I put my hand on top of the target that I'm about to kill, not because I feel bad for it, but because touching something is going to, like, interaction is going to calm someone down. And as soon as that happens, they go quiet. And that's what I want. Because, his whole thing is like the noise that he always hears from other people. He doesn't like noise. So that's why he does that. He puts his hand on the head, and then when the person calms down a little bit, he kills them. So interesting to see in the very first scene of today's episode, where you can see he was killing this guy. What was his name? Sheng, right? Yeah. When Sheng was like, "Oh, please spare that kid," or something like that, he didn't understand anything. But later on, after being a father himself, he realized what he meant by it. Now, seeing his own daughter in danger, or he thought that she was in danger, but she wasn't really in danger. He was the one who was stalking her, so she felt threatened by him, which he didn't understand. But anyways, seeing that, yeah, and also the whole DJ Shindig situation as well. That was a big threat. So that made him realize what Shen must have felt back then. So he's little by little he's understanding actual basic human emotions, which he lacked up until now. And him trying to understand his daughter is also kind of pushing him towards a direction of understanding more about what people feel like. Like, you can see he's trying to emulate his daughter's habits. Like, his daughter's like eating ice cream, he's like, oh, let me eat ice cream and see what's happening. So little by little, as they continue doing this, you can see he's trying to understand her. He like brought like this rabbit for her, big teddy, not teddy, sorry, soft toy rabbit, this plushy thing. And that whole section. Then we have him thinking that, oh, like, my daughter obviously was different, but now someone is influencing her, which is this girl Lolly. And he's thinking that, oh, he's a bad influence on her because because of that his daughter is going out to drink and everything. And wait, okay, one thing I'm forgetting, this wasn't it her who invited Lolly to the bar? I think so, right? Oh my god. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she was also she was the one who told Lolly, right, that, oh, I'm like, like, I'm not that, like, she cannot hold her drink or something like that. You can see like she was acting drunk after taking a few, yeah. And Lolly wasn't even drinking. Lolly was drinking freaking grape juice or something. I don't know what was she drinking, some soda or whatever, fruit juice. So it was a daughter who was the bad influence. Come on. Anyways, so yeah, now here I have to say something here, which is obviously you can see how his wife took the when she couldn't do he couldn't do anything for his daughter. His wife was like, okay, let me handle this, and they like went their separate ways. Um, like, I don't know, like, I feel like the fact that she like, I cannot really say anything in this situation because technically, if you think about it, like what I was going to say is like, can't she just tell her daughter that, oh, this is your father, that's it, like. But now that I'm thinking about it, it probably wouldn't be a good idea, because number one, you will be involving her in Ghostblade's life. As soon as you involve her in Ghostblade's life, Ghostblade's enemies will become her daughter's enemy. Like, that's why, like, in these type of situations, I feel like it's a very bad idea to involve, like people. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, people who will try to target Ghostblade will now target her daughter, his daughter. So I feel like that would be a very bad idea, like, to reveal that, oh, this is your father. And that is also the reason why she said that, why don't you get away from this hero business, because she didn't want him to stay in this business where he's literally acting as an assassin, and obviously he will have tons of enemies, and he didn't want him to stay that way, because when they'll have a kid, her father's enemy will target her as well, as maybe in a hostage situation or something like that, take her as a, like, a hostage, and any type of things can happen. That's why he wanted her to get away from there. So yeah, so I guess it's a bad idea to tell him or tell his daughter that, oh, you know what, your father's alive, because if she gets to know that, she'll probably try to figure out who her father is, and as soon as she gets to know that connection is, it's connected, yeah, like, his father's enemy will become her enemy, and it'll be a big problem in itself. So I feel like that's probably the reason why she made sure that he doesn't know that Ghostblade is her father. Probably, yeah. Anyways, yeah, let's wait and see what happens. um okay, now, was there anything else in today's episode? Like I said, today's episode kind of connected the dots. A lot of the dots which didn't make sense, a lot of the things were all connected today, and we have a better understanding of what's going on. And this whole part is pretty funny, where he's like, like, he was only, like, he saw, like, what was her name? What was his wife's name? I forgot. He saw her being the only person who's literally not being bothered by anything. Like, she literally got taken as a hostage, and she was fiddling with her phone. So that made him think that, oh, this person is just like me, and that's why they got married. You can see that. And she's like, when she's eating, when she's doing everything, she's just fiddling with her phone and doing her own thing. Obviously, she was communicating like that, I guess. And that part is fun. Even when they were getting married, she was like, she was like, I do. Oh boy. Right, but I knew it was going to happen. As soon as it was revealed that she has a child, she was like, I will have to change now, because otherwise, who's going to take responsibility of my daughter? And then the problem began, because Ghostblade was not ready. Like, he has his own problems that he still haven't dealt with himself. So he was like, he started hyperventilating and everything, and his wife was like, okay, fine, I'll take care of her myself. If you're not able to get away from this hero business, like, yeah. So there you go. Okay. And there you go. That was today's episode. So, this episode was more like, you could say this is like an episode where we got to know more about Ghostblade. It was an introductory episode to Ghostblade. We get to know about his past, but at the same time, today's episode was also an episode which not only connected all the dots, but it kind of made us catch up with, like, what was going on in the background, because now we are all caught up and we're all on the same point. Like I said, next episode will probably be, if we continue with Ghostblade's story in the next episode, I don't know what's going to happen. But if Ghostblade's story ends here, for now, obviously, I'm sure we'll get to know more about Ghostblade later, but for now, if Ghostblade's story ends, I'm thinking we'll probably continue with from this part, where we will be going to find out this alien material from the spaceship. This is the part where everything will resume. Wait a minute, which heroes are left? Let me see. We still have Big Johnny left. I don't know. I don't know if the next story will be Big Johnny's story or something. I don't know. But Big Johnny's left. Then we have no, sorry, Little Johnny. Why am I calling him Big Johnny? I always mix it up. Sorry, Little Johnny. Little Johnny is left. Then we have that dog. I think he's from FOMO, right? I have no idea what's the name of the dog, but the dog is left. Then we have that dude, the one with the weird type of hairstyle. I don't know his name either. That guy's left. These three are left, right? Are there any other heroes that are left? Wait a minute, let me think. You know what? Let me just look at the ending. The ending literally shows all the characters. Just a minute. Okay, wait. Okay, so obviously X is number 1. Okay, X. Then we have Queen. Okay, where's Queen? Okay, X, Queen. We have E-Soul. We have Lolly. We have the dog. And then there's someone else. Who's that? Oh, that's Ling Ling, right? Yeah. Okay, X, Queen, E-Soul, Lolly, the dog, Ling Ling, the spiky haired guy, I don't know his name, Little Johnny, Lucky Xian, and Ghostblade. 10, right? Okay, there you go. So damn, we've actually covered most of them. So the dog is left, spiky haired guy is left, and Little Johnny is left. 3 characters are left. This is episode 15. So technically X is also left. We don't know anything about X as well. So 4 heroes are left to be properly introduced. 15. This season will have 24 episodes or something, I think. So like 9 episodes left. 4 characters. Yeah, okay, I see. It's doable. Right. Okay, so there is a high possibility this was the end of Ghostblade's story, for now at least, because we like literally caught up to everything. Next episode's preview will probably tell us if we're going to continue with Ghostblade's story, or will there be something else next episode. You know what? The second half of this season is going pretty well. Like no sadness or anything is happening. Like it started with Lucky Xian's story, which had a very good ending. Queen's story was also, it's kind of incomplete, but Queen's story also had a good ending. Lolly's story just abruptly stopped, so also a good ending. Ghostblade's story is also pretty normal for now, at least, if this is the end. I don't know. So yeah, things are kind of going well now suddenly. Like the first few characters were just having like mental breakdowns at the end of their arc. Right, anyways, let's see. Alright, and there you go. That was this episode. Now, yeah, that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, you can see that scene where he's hunting down Shen, and you can see he like talks about how what type of a person he is. He talks about his family, how silence was never an option for his family, because there were like 20 members or something in his family. There were like a family of butchers, and he hated the fact that everyone kept talking and everywhere was so noisy, like all that stuff. And he was like, in the future I'll become an assassin who's very quiet. And the reason why he touches someone before killing them is because he wants them to calm down, and the noise, it grates him, so he touches them, calms them down, and takes their life. He did the same thing with that pig. You can see that. And then while all of this is going on, from FOMO, people started posting his pictures. So here, people are saying, went to a restaurant I frequent and saw this handsome guy. Does anyone have his contact info? He looks like a regular at the restaurant. I wonder why I never noticed him before. It must be because I'm too focused on the food. Wow, it has like 400 likes. And then this continued. You can see little girl Jean Linji. I found out he works at the butcher shop. I snuck a short video of him. Boss, give me £5 or whatever is in this video. Right. So it get more and more traction. You can see the likes count increasing for 400 to 1000 to 4000. Okay. Hot pot with no cilantro. He's so focused on his butchering meat. His knife work is experienced. Quiet demeanor, professional skill. I'm going to be a repeat customer from now on. So it continues. Silent killer hashtags, top star, FOMO. 9,000 likes. Doesn't this look like professional photography? I found out that when he's not busy working, likes to spend the day daydreaming, the cool kind. So it's not a video of him. I did tell him in the end, and he even agreed to take a selfie with me. I feel like he couldn't be bothered to say no, because he's like, yeah, whatever, bro. Hashtag silent eye, seed precision, unique youth. First food, yaoi. Wait, how much likes does this have? Wait a minute. 12,000, goddamn. Okay, so wait just a minute. Okay, another day of looking at the cute guy. Boss, pack up all the meat. Us girls are buying everything today. Yeah, and his trust value is increasing. It gets to a very high point. Okay, so this continues, and then obviously because he became this popular, his trust value is this much. Sean comes in and gives him an offer to join the company. Obviously, he was part of Mighty Glory back in those days. So he's like, come with us. So he leaves his hometown and became an assassin. Okay, and then we also get to know how he met his wife, how he saw how she was so cool, just like him, calm, cool, doesn't say anything, completely unaffected, even when she was taken hostage. And yeah, and then they got married, as you can see, and then when she got pregnant, she changed. She decided to change, and she had to change, which obviously at that point, Ghostblade wasn't able to properly accept, because he himself has a lot of troubles interacting with people, understanding other people's emotions and all that. Started hyperventilating. Realizing this, his wife was like, okay, so we should go our separate ways. But little by little he realized that he wanted to be with them, he wanted to have a family, but now he cannot really do anything. So he decided to watch their daughter. And this is how he became this stalker of his own daughter, and he himself didn't realize. And then obviously we know what happened from that point onwards. He was following Nono, which is where Lolly comes in, and he thinks that Lolly's a weirdo, but he was the weirdo himself, which he didn't realize. Then when he realized that it was just her friend, he ran away. Then we have like him realizing that he cannot understand his daughter. He doesn't know what to do, how to interact with her, like with her change in she's growing up, her interests are changing and everything. So he was like, what, he takes out his bulletin board, starts putting like those things that you put in like in crime, like in police stations and everything. You see the whole like map, and then there's like all those like red lines and everything and pictures. He starts doing that. Oh lord. And tries to contact. Oh no, and this is where he's like, you know what, I'll have to properly focus on understanding her. So he starts experiencing stuff that his daughter is experiencing. Like if his daughter is eating an ice cream, he starts eating that ice cream. If his daughter is listening to some music, he starts doing that. This is also where he realizes there's a new friend that his daughter has, which is Lolly. And he thinks that Lolly is being a bad influence on her because she's going out at night drinking with her. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure she was the one who invited her and Lolly cannot even drink because she's underage. She was drinking fruit juice. So it was her being the bad influence if you think about it. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, he sees all of that, and then later on he gets contacted. Like he tries to contact her, but he cannot say anything, because he cannot speak. Um, and this is where like Rock calls him and tells him about the incident in Glimmer Labs. As soon as he heard Glimmer Labs, he remembered. He realized that, oh wait a minute, that's where my daughter is. So he decided to go and take care of the situation. But obviously, Lolly took care of the situation herself. And then Ghostblade goes in to take care of the remaining part of the situation. In the end, we saw what happened over there in the previous episode. What happened after that is that when Lua was like, okay, we will be doing this, we will be going and excavating this alien material. Rock was I'm pretty sure Rock was going to say that we will go, right? I think this part. Yeah, here we go. They're my trusted score staff. And he's like, Rock is like, just you lot? That's too dangerous. Why don't I? And Ghostblade like stops him, and he's like, Obviously, he says that he cannot speak, so he cannot leak anything. Lua's like, oh yeah, that's true. The Ghostblade can keep a secret. Yeah, Ghostblade can come with us. I don't know if Rock was trying to say something else. There is a possibility he was probably going to say that E-Soul is going to go with you guys. I don't know. But Ghostblade interrupted him, so he couldn't say that. There's a possibility. Or maybe he's just pissed. You can see he's pretty pissed at the end. Maybe he's just pissed because Ghostblade stopped him from talking. So I don't know exactly what it is. But whatever it is, it's pretty funny seeing him just putting on a straight smiling face, but you can understand deep down he's pretty pissed off. This part. He looks at Ghostblade like this, and then he's like, yeah, exactly my intention. Right. And that's where it ended. So obviously, it's pretty obvious why Ghostblade said that I'm going to go, because he knows that Lolly's going to go, and obviously, like, since Glimmer Lab, they're getting involved in this. Lolly's going to go, his daughter's going to go, so he's like, I need to go there. So that's why he said that I'm going to go. Yeah, so there you go. Anyways, that is where it ended. So like I said, I'm not sure if this is going to continue. There is a possibility Ghostblade story is going to continue in the next episode, because obviously we might see what happens after this, or there's a possibility something new might happen next episode. Anyways, we'll have to watch the preview for that. So I'll end this video here. That was my reaction to episode 15 of To Be Hero X. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of To Be Hero X. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.